Hi, my name is Kristen and this is Kristen Craves Books. So I'm back home now, which is so bittersweet because I love the beach. That is my happy place. But I did really miss my bookshelves, and I have a ring light again, which is a novelty. So the lighting here is terrible. We're definitely gonna get a thunderstorm, but I have my handy ring light, so that is nice. And I also came back home to some books, a couple from publishers. I think I have 3 Fairy Loot books that I missed, and I know I said that I was gonna try my best not to buy too many books when I was away, and I think I did a decent job. So I only have about 15 books to show you, only, right? But yeah, we will start with the 2 books that I got from publishers. First up is I'm a Fan by Sheena Patel. I love this cover for some reason, and it's on the shorter side. I was reached out to by the publisher to see if I want to read this. This is from Penguin Random House Canada, so thank you to them. And I was also sent a ALC from Libro.fm, so I can immersion read this one. And I think this is about a woman who is having an affair with a married man, and she becomes obsessed with one of his other lovers. And the opening line of this one got to me, and it's told in an interesting way. So the first line is, I stalk a woman on the internet who is sleeping with the same man as I am. And I don't know if you can see this on camera, but it's told in little vignettes. So each page has a different title. So this one is Do I, then Tell Me What I Want. So it's just little snippets. So it sounds like it's going to be unusual, but I am into the idea of this, and I can immersion read it. So that's the first one. So thanks to Penguin Random House Canada. And when I got the email to ask if I wanted this one, I was so excited because I'd seen people around reading the ARCs and loving it. So this is the Judas Blossom by Stephen Aaron, and this is from Angry Robot Books. So huge shout out to them for sending this to me. This sounds like the kind of fantasy that I am craving. You know that I've really been exploring the kind of fantasy that I like, and I like whimsical, and then I like historical. So I love historical fantasy, which this is. This is actually set in Persia in the 1200s. It's 1260 to be exact, and we're following Genghis Khan's grandchildren, and that is pretty much all I know about this, and that's all I want to know. And I know that people have been really hyping it up and loving it. So I was just so excited to get a physical copy of this one, and it's a finished copy sent in the mail, and it's book 1 of the Nightingale and the Falcon series. So I will definitely be getting to this in the fall. Maybe I will even vlog it. I've been motivated to vlog for some reason, so this might be a good one to do that. Then I'll go through my 3 Fairy Loot books, and I was so tempted to unbox them on camera, but I got home last night, saw them sitting there, and I couldn't help myself, so I opened them. We got some really great items as well, but the books are so beautiful. The first one we have is Threads That Bind by Kakei has Apollo, and this is a cover. Look how shiny that is. I like the edges. I noticed a lot of the books recently, just the edges are like cross sections of the cover, which can be pretty, but sometimes they look a little bit off. So I appreciate that this is an entirely new design here. And we have the end pages, they're gorgeous, and I really like the inside as well. And all 3 of these editions that I got this time have reversible dust jackets. I think this is a really pretty one. I don't typically switch them over, but I'm tempted, even though I think that is stunning as well. I just think that the inside of this is so different. But yeah, I don't even know what this is about, but it's giving me sci-fi vibes with this, so something I will like, I am sure. I think the most beautiful that we received in the last couple months is Forged by Blood by Igbor Okasan, and I've heard that though this is adult, it can read more YA, so I think it's good for me to know that going in, but I do think it's something I'm gonna love. I love the back. It says, they took her language, her mother, and her home. They hunt her people for blood magic that sings through them. Now Demi has their prince and no intention of letting him go. There will be blood. So it sounds kind of epic to me. Oh, here is the print that we got inside of there. So yeah, there's that cover in all of its glory. Here's the edge. I do think it's really pretty. And the top and bottom are just purple, which I kind of like. Oh, it's actually, the top is more of the turquoise color, so I kind of love that. I didn't notice that before. The end pages in this are stunning. I don't know if you can tell that there's foiling along the side there. Look at that, gorgeous. I think what they did with the hardback is beautiful, and the most beautiful part of the book. I love every choice that they made here. I don't think the camera even picks up how beautiful this book is. Even the spine, I'm in love with it. But yes, I just can't get over the end pages as well. I love that they started to do foiling on the end pages as well. They really started to up their game in that department. But yeah, this is just stunning. And it's impossible to beat the beauty that is this, but I really do like the design under the dust jacket as well. So really beautiful. Let me know if you are somebody who does the reversible dust jackets, because I am not, but I do think they do some cool ones out there, so I would love to know. And then the last one I have from Fairy Loot is Bonesmith by Nikki Pau-Prado, who I do have her other series, the first 2 books at least. And I think the first one's called The Crown of Feathers, which I desperately need to read, but I think I'll get to this one first because it's really calling to me like right now. And the back says, ready your blade, defeat the undead. And I've been hearing some good things about this. There's the spine. There's just a photo of her. I love the end pages. So epic. And then let's see what we have underneath the dust jacket here. This kind of design. I like that they kept the green and then this white really pops there. I'm curious about this skull. I'm kind of in love with it. It looks kind of cool. And then the spine just says Bonesmith. And then of course we have a reversible dust jacket for this one as well, which is also tempting because it is just her, but she kind of looks more epic here. I kind of love the dagger, like she's got her sword going across the entire thing. I think that is pretty cool. So that one is tempting for me as well. So we will see if I end up switching those dust jackets out or not. Moving on to just books that I've bought over the last couple months. I don't think I've done a haul since June. And a lot of these I probably talked about in TBRs and stuff. I have 3 that I've already read, so I'll show those at the end. But the first one is Mortal Follies by Alexis Hall. I see an Alexis Hall book, I buy it. The fact that Alexis Hall is dipping his toes into fantasy romance really intrigues me. This cover is absolutely stunning. I have been hearing some mixed things about this, but I am willing to give anything by Alexis Hall a chance, and maybe just really different from what you might expect from him. But I have seen some people love it, so we will see what I think. It says a young noble woman must pair up with an alleged witch to ward off a curse in this irresistible sapphic romance from the best-selling author of Boyfriend Material, which is one of my favorite books. So yeah, it's sapphic, it's fantasy romance, and there's a witch, so I should love it in theory. One that is on my TBR for September is Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. This is the last book I bought before I went on vacation, brought it on vacation, didn't read it. Typical, right? But this is a cozy fantasy, and September and October and November I feel like are the perfect cozy fantasy months, even though I read it all year round. I know Meredith said that when she thinks of me, she thinks of cozy fantasy, which if that's my brand, I'm alright with it. I'm cool with that. I love that. So this is one that I desperately need to get to. I really want to read the sequel as well. And I was just so excited to see a self-published book in my bookstore, so I had to grab it. There was only 1 copy. If the sequel had been there, I would have grabbed that as well. And it says, you like tea, I like books, care to open a shop and forget the world exists. That is my vibe. I have a good feeling about that. I don't think I posted anywhere that I bought this yet, but my favorite local bookstore is about 20 minutes away from the town that I spend the summer in, so I have to go there every year. And one of the books that I picked up was Kakei by Vaishnavi Patel. This is one of those like historical fantasy kind of folklore mythology retellings that has been recommended to me many times. I keep seeing it mentioned, and people that love it seem to really love it, and I think I'm going to be somebody that falls into that camp. So I can't wait to give this a try. Speaking of cozy books, you know I had to grab Shady Hollow by Juno Black. I read some 1-star reviews of this for a different video where I let 1-star reviews pick my books, and though I didn't pick this one, it did make me more excited to give it a try. I love that all of the characters in here are animals and they're trying to solve a murder mystery that really might not appeal to a lot of people or everyone, because I completely understand that, but it appeals to me, and this is the first book in a series and it's on the shorter side, so I think it'll be a good one to dive into at some point during the fall. I had to buy a Christmas book. I know that Christmas is far in the future in our minds. We haven't even had Halloween yet, but I had to grab it. This is A Cat Cafe Christmas by Cody Gary. It was on sale. It has everything I love, Christmas and cats and a cafe. I had my eye on it last year and just never grabbed it, so I am prepared. I have my first holiday romance ready to go for this year. I need to start collecting them already, and this is on the top of my list now, and I'm so excited about it. Look, it's like 2 cats looking out the window with hearts. How could I not buy this? Then another one that I bought before I left. I think I used a birthday gift card on this one, and I just didn't have it in time for my birthday haul, so I want to show it now because it was one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and I haven't read it yet, of course. This is The Surviving Sky, and this is kind of like dystopian. It is sci-fi. We are in a world that is in the atmosphere, as you can tell from this cover, because of what the humans have done to Earth. And I think there's like, we're following a married couple who have different ideas of what they want for their future. So that'll be interesting to dive into, but I am obsessed with this cover, let's just be honest here. Then we have one that really means a lot to me. This was a birthday present from my friend Maria, from Maria might read that. She obviously picked me out a book that she loved, and she knows that I adore Tasha Suri, but I have not read the series, and this is Emperor of Sands. I also love desert fantasy, so this hits so many of my buzzwords, and I know that Maria kind of has an idea of what I will like, so I think that this was the perfect gift for me. She wrote me a really nice message, and I did that thing where you tape it inside. I think that is just so sweet. It says magic is in her blood, so I already know that I'm gonna love this. I just need to finish and start, really, the Oleander Sword, the second book, at Following Jasmine Throne, before I can justify picking this one up, but it is really calling to me on my shelves at this moment. And the last one is actually one I've had for a few years, but I left at the beach at my parents' place, and it is one that I found in a little free library, and I almost felt bad taking it, but it's a first edition copy of The Silence of the Lambs. It's in pretty good condition. I don't think the person who put it in there realized what they had when they put it in there, and as I said, I did feel guilty, but it says first edition right there, so I had to scoop it up. I don't often find the best books in the free little libraries there, but this was definitely a gem, so I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so I'm sitting here editing this video and I'm realizing I didn't share the 3 books that I've already read. So let me try to even remember what they were. I know for sure one was Mask of Mirrors because I read that for the Book Checkout Book Club, and I will leave a link to the live show down below. But as you can see, I had a lot to say about that one. So that was one. Oh, this is an exciting one. I finally got a copy of my favorite book from T. Kingfisher, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. Talk about this all the time. I think fall would be a perfect time to read that, and I just desperately needed a copy for my shelves. And I know there's one more. I just have to think about what it is. This is my short-term memory right now. It's not very good. 5 minutes later, I remember what it is. It is A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, which I had so much ridiculous fun with and have pre-ordered the sequel to this. So there you have it. Those are the 3 that I've already read.